Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today I decided that I wanted to make a shaker with the Be Happy collection by Doodlebug. And it's here. So I decided that I would do it on camera and share it with you all. Now, I've gone ahead and already made my shaker mix. So give me a second. Let me share with you all how that was created. Okay, so just judging by the paper pad, these are the colors in the paper pad. And Doodlebug makes it super easy because they have coordinating products to go with their collections if you are looking to make a shaker. And I have pulled those things out. So I pulled out these clay bits. They're called Busy Bee. These shaker balls in the bumblebee color, as well as these in the limeade color. I used a brown color. Let's see if we can see that. Brown color diamond dots. From Cartwright Sequins, I used these marigold 6mm flat embossed crystal opaque sequins. And then also by Cartwright, I used the black and white dots. And here is how our mix turned out. Super cute. Coordinates with the paper. Okay, so give me a second and I'm going to pull in our elements to make our shaker. Okay, so first off, the dies that we're going to use for this shaker is the stitched mug frame by Lawn Fawn, as well as the outside in stitched mug, and that's how that looks. And I've gone ahead and cut the base out in some chocolate cardstock. I like to do the coordinating cardstock with whatever foam that I'm going to be using, and in this case I'm going to be using a brown 5mm foam that you can get at Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to select one of the sheets from here to make our shaker. And yeah, I'll be right back. So when I'm deciding on a sheet, I want to make sure that the vectors in the back aren't too busy and have a nice contrast to it. I usually will try to use the papers that have large images like this that I know I can't do too much with. I try to use the other side, but this one is kind of busy, so I can't use that one. This one is kind of nice, but you know, I may be able to use this one. This one's a little messed up. It got messed up in transit and it wasn't enough for me to want to send it back, but that may work. I may be able to use the top portion of this sheet. Oh, yeah, no, that's not gonna work. So let's keep going. Maybe we'll use this sheet. Yeah, I think that's okay. We can use the little florals with the cutter parts on this side. All right, let me make a decision and I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and decided that we'd use this one. And I'm going to go ahead and cut out my frame with that. Now, I usually, if you haven't seen me use make a shaker before, I usually cut my acetate out using my silhouette. I trace the image and then I just cut out multiples because I don't have time to be trying to run the acetate through my cutting machine and fiddle with that. So this gives me a perfect cut every single time. I do multiples of those on one sheet, so when I'm creating, I'll have those at my ready. Okay, let me set my die machine up and we're going to cut through our foam. Okay, now this is a well-used and well-loved machine. So all that pretty and all, nope, don't have that over here. So I use this particular cutting plate. It's scraped up and stuff like that. And I use it because of that's going to give me a better cut when I go to cut my foam. So I'm going to go ahead and place my die on my magic mat faced up. I'm going to place my foam, which is the 5mm foam on top of it. And I am going to run this through my machine. And I typically get a perfect cut every time. So here we have it. And there is my foam all the way cut through. And I'm not going to take this part out just yet until I adhere to the backing element. So let me go ahead and cut out the other part and I will be right back. Okay, so I'd like to adhere my acetate and my foam using any type of Beacon 3-in-1. So that could be the Fabri-Tac, it could be the 3-in-1 or the Beacon. I think it's called Quick Bond. Any of those will work. So that's what I like to use to adhere my acetate as well as my foam. And this particular die set has some coordinating elements. So if you want to use the spoon and you want to have it on the inside of your acetate, that's something to consider. You may want to cut that out beforehand. I don't think I'm going to use it in this project, so I'm going to go ahead and put you guys to music and then I'll get to assembling. So now what I'm going to do so that nothing goes to waste is I am going to adhere these right back into here. And that's going to be our backing unit for our shaker element. Okay, now I don't discard these because you can still use these, cover them with pattern paper and embellish those. So I could still use the spoon and put it across here and use these as embellishments. These are from previous projects that I created. So yeah, this completes our little shakers here. Oops. So there they are. Really cute. Go ahead and remove any excess that you may, excess glue that you may have around the edges. But turned out super cute. And you can go ahead and embellish them from this point. All right, guys, so I have shared with you all how to use, or how I use all my coordinating elements that come with collections. So I use some of these shape sprinkles. I use the Beetle Black assortment. I used my ephemera. I used the clay bits, made a sequence mix, and here is how it came together. A little shaker there. Now you can use these little elements to decorate a scrapbook layout to decorate a package. Let's see, I don't have a card nearby. Card base, yes I do. You can pop it on the card. Don't look at this, but you can pop it on a card base. And yeah, have your way with that. So pull out your stash and get busy using it. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to hear from you. All right, friends, thanks for tuning in. Bye now.